I wanted to talk a bit about mental health today because a lot of people, especially men, are still in the mind frame of like it's it's not okay to cry. Crying's weak, and mental health problems are myths unless it's really serious, like schizophrenia or psychosis or things like that. But it can be things that you can't fully see, like depression. So one thing's for sure, what can cause depression is bottled up emotion. So if you feel um, upset about something, release it then and there. Don't hold it in. If you need to cry, let it out because it's got to come out some way. It's got to come out in rage and like shouting and whatnot, or hitting some pads or whatever, or it's got to come out in tears. It's got to come out. It cannot stay in because it builds up like a fizzy pop and then so it's never good. Um, and even though crying feels crap at the time and it's exhausting, the next day you feel completely empty, not stressed, and whatever. You feel fresh. So it's always a good thing to do that. Um, Avoidance is not helpful anyway for anything. Look, if you're thinking about something that's upsetting you, instead of just blocking it out, face that. Take the time, take some still time to sit down and face anything that's upsetting you or any problems that you feel you're having. Face it head on, and if that's making you angry or making you cry, get it out. And it's so difficult, especially with moms, to give themselves that time, even a couple of minutes, to just focus on themselves, because it's hard enough to try and struggle with the kids, school runs, cleaning, playing with them, homework, cooking. It's just endless. And they've got this thing about, my house has got to look perfect, everything's got to be perfect. It's not. Like a lot of videos you will see, my house is a mess. But I'm playing with my kids, so that's the priority. I don't care. Okay, I'd rather play with my kids than, keep a spotless house. It's not going to work. You can't get everything done. Okay, you cannot. But yeah, if things are just too overwhelming, like for instance, a death has just occurred, or like something traumatic, or just literally, you know, you are depressed, you are low, where you cannot stop crying, where you don't want to get out of bed, where you're probably feeling suicidal if you've got to that point of it's really bad. There is nothing wrong with antidepressants. I can tell you, as someone who's been on and off them for years, there's nothing wrong with antidepressants and they help. Um, and the main thing about them is you've got to wean yourself off them, and you've got to get the doctor to do that. So when you're feeling better in yourself, um, they'll wean you off probably like 10 milligrams at a time, and you've got to wean off. And I know it takes a while, but you've got to, because I have made the mistake of just coming straight off and going, I can do this, I can do this, feel on top of the world. And the crash you get is horrendous. But yeah, it helps. The antidepressants just they put a cap on your feelings, so they block the impact of your feelings, so that you're aware of things still happening, but it's not so overwhelming. And you can get up and you can do things. And same with like anti-anxiety medication. Like, don't just think that it just zombifies you, because it doesn't. It just it helps you just calm down in the way that you would panic about things and have possible panic attacks. So don't feel you're a failure for doing these things. Don't think that mental health problems like depression, anxiety is just fake and it makes you weak, because it doesn't. What makes you weak is not getting help that you need and not fixing the problem, because it's only going to get worse. It's only going to make you weaker. Fixing the problem is making it stronger. And for anybody that says, mental health's a myth, problems and blah, 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 it's so idiotic, because any other part of your body that's hurt, you would take medication for. Any organ, whatever. The brain is an organ. The brain is the main organ, other than the heart and the lungs. The brain is the main organ, right? That's something you can't do without. So why can't a brain be dysfunctional? Why can it not work properly? Because it can. Sometimes it will not work properly, and sometimes we need medication, like any other part of our body, to fix that. Or therapy, like if your body won't work, your leg, whatever, you have physical therapy, whatever, yada yada yada. With the brain, you need the talking therapy and things like that. Just think wisely. It does make sense. So we've got to start fixing our brains, the most important organ we have. We need to start fixing our brains, as well as other aspects of our body that we think is important. This is the most important, and if you put it in that respect of the other parts of the body needs medication and help, then you'll understand that the brain does too. Okay, so like and subscribe and share, and just I'm waiting for the backlash of the comments, but okay, bye bye.